Not every friendship that smiles at you is actually rooting for you. Some of the people sitting closest to you right now are the exact reason your confidence has been quietly disappearing. In this video, I am going to show you the 5 types of friendships that are destroying your self-worth from the inside out, and most people never even see it coming. If that sounds like something you need to hear right now, hit subscribe, because what comes next might change the way you see everyone around you. Not every person who calls you a friend is actually a friend. I want you to sit with that for a second, because what I am about to teach you today is something most people spend decades learning the hard way. Friendships are supposed to lift you up. They are supposed to make you feel seen, valued, and safe. But somewhere along the way, some of the friendships you are holding on to started doing the exact opposite. They started shrinking you, and the most painful part is that you probably did not even notice it happening, because it never happens all at once. It happens slowly, quietly, one small moment at a time, until one day you look in the mirror and realize you do not recognize the confident person you used to be. The first type of friendship that is killing your self-worth is what I call the comparison friend. This is the person who cannot celebrate your wins without turning them into a competition. You tell them you got a promotion, and suddenly they are talking about their own success. You share exciting news, and somehow the conversation always finds its way back to them. Now, here is what psychology teaches us about this dynamic. Research in social comparison theory, a concept developed by psychologist Leon Festinger, shows that when we are constantly placed in a position of comparison, we begin to measure our own value through someone else's ruler. And that ruler is always rigged against you. The comparison friend does not do this because they are evil. They do it because their own self-worth is so fragile that they cannot afford to let you shine brighter than them. But understanding why they do it does not mean you have to keep paying the price for it. Every time you walk away from a conversation with this person feeling somehow smaller than when it started, that is not a coincidence. That is a pattern, and patterns in psychology are never accidents. The second type is the conditional friend. This is the person who is only present when it is convenient for them. When you are doing well, when you have something to offer, when your energy is high and your life looks good from the outside, they are right there beside you. But the moment you hit a difficult season, the moment you need support, instead of giving it, they disappear. What makes this friendship so dangerous is that it teaches your subconscious mind a devastating lesson. It teaches you that you are only worthy of connection when you are performing, when you are useful, when you are okay. And over time, without you even realizing it, you start to believe that you have to earn love. You start showing up in every relationship, romantic or otherwise, with this exhausting need to prove your value before you feel safe enough to just exist. Psychology calls this anxious attachment, and for many people, it starts right here. In friendships exactly like this one. The third type is the undermining friend. This one is the most subtle, and because of that, it is the most damaging. The undermining friend uses humor as a weapon. They disguise their criticism as jokes. They make small comments about your appearance, your choices, your dreams, and when you react, they say you are too sensitive. They gaslight you into believing that your discomfort is the problem rather than their behavior. Here is what I need you to understand as your teacher in this moment. Gaslighting is not just something that happens in romantic relationships, it happens in friendships too. And when someone repeatedly makes you question your own perception of reality, when they make you feel crazy for having a normal emotional response to being disrespected, they are not your friend. And they are a threat to your psychological safety, and no amount of history or shared memories is worth sacrificing your mental clarity for. The fourth type is the energy vampire friend. You know exactly who I am talking about. This is the person whose name appearing on your phone screen makes you take a deep breath before answering. every single interaction with them leaves you feeling completely drained. Every conversation is about their problems, their drama, their crisis. And when you try to share something about your own life, they find a way to redirect the attention back to themselves within 60 seconds. What psychology shows us here is that chronic exposure to one-sided emotional labor has a measurable impact on your nervous system. Your body is not imagining the exhaustion, it is real. It is a physiological response to being consistently asked to give without ever receiving. And here is the part that most people miss. Staying in a draining friendship out of guilt is not loyalty, it is self-abandonment. There is a profound difference between the two, and it is time you learn to tell them apart. The fifth and most painful type is the dream killer friend. This is the person who responds to your ambitions with doubt. When you share a goal, they immediately tell you all the reasons it will not work. When you talk about growth, they remind you of your past failures. They dress it up as concern. They call it being realistic. But what they are actually doing is projecting their own fear of failure onto your future. Here is what I want you to burn into your memory right now. And the people who are truly pursuing their own greatness do not have time to talk you out of yours. When someone is consistently threatened by your potential, that is not wisdom speaking, that is fear. And you cannot afford to let someone else's fear become the ceiling of your life. I want you to take a moment right now and think about the friendships in your life. Not the ones that look good on the surface, the ones that actually feel good on the inside. Because here is the truth that took many people far too long to accept. You are not obligated to maintain any relationship that consistently costs you your peace, your confidence, or your sense of self. Letting go of a toxic friendship does not make you cold. It does not make you ungrateful. It makes you someone who finally understands their own worth. And understanding your own worth is not arrogance. It is survival. The moment you start protecting your energy with the same intensity that you protect the people you love, everything in your life will begin to shift. Your standards will rise, your relationships will improve, and most importantly, you will start to become the version of yourself that you were always meant to be, the one that was being quietly suffocated by the wrong company. If this video made you see even one relationship in your life differently, then it already did its job. But I want you to go one step further. I want you to think about which one of these 5 friendship types showed up in your life, and I want you to make a decision today, not tomorrow, not next week, today, about whether that person deserves continued access to your energy and your growth. And subscribe to this channel right now, because every single week I am going to give you the psychological tools you need to protect your peace, recognize toxic patterns before they destroy you, and build a life that is surrounded by people who actually deserve to be in it. Your mind is worth protecting, your confidence is worth defending, and you being here right now tells me you already know that. I will see you in the next lesson.